I love bruschettas, and for this recipe we're going to use this lovely Simply Better buffalo burrata cheese. Absolutely fantastic, made in Italy, super product. Some roasted peppers, a little bit of Italian basil pesto, some cherry tomatoes, and a little bit of onion and garlic, just done in sourdough. It's a lovely kind of like a lunch or brunch, or you can have it as a supper in the evening. It's beautiful and really quick and delicious. Okay, I'm going to show you how to chop an onion. Red onion, I like it, it's nice and sweet, so I've just peeled it. And when you're chopping, if you curve your fingers, guys, like that, the knife will never go near the tips of your fingers. Really important. So when you're doing this, go 3/4 to the end of the onion, and then make one incision, so I'm left-handed, and holding it all together, you just cut it nice and fine like that. Now I'm just using a small amount of this, so I think half the onion will be enough for this, because I'm just going to do one portion of this. Now when you get to the end, if you just watch and you just rock it over and back, so knife skills are, I suppose, chefs, we take it for granted. Well, with me anyway, it doesn't mean that I don't cut myself or nick myself. You just take your concentration or your eyes off what you're doing, so just be careful, keep focused, and just chop it like that. But it's actually one of the most asked questions that I get asked in the cookery school. A little bit of garlic, we're going to use a garlic crusher, so putting pressure on that, and then we're going to literally just scoop this all in here, and then we're going to start to fry this off. So it's a very simple, quick and light recipe. Now I'm going to do this with some extra virgin olive oil. So this is it here, the PGI logo. So it's very much kind of like an Italian style recipe dish, this. Good drizzle of that. Now be generous with the oil. Bring over your board. And what we need to do is just to start to soften the onion first of all. Don't want to colour it really, so I'll just turn that down. Give it a little stir. Gorgeous. Hard to beat onion and garlic. Now you can use regular onion, you can use a shallot if you want to. You don't have to go and do this. I'm going to put in these lovely roasted peppers. You see me using this in lots of my videos. So they're cooked over open grills, and I'm going to use the oil from this because this is extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to put in the yellow and the red into it. So roughly about a spoonful. Okay, now I could have used the oil instead of the other one. I suppose I should have done that. But we're going to lift these out. I love these with prawns and some chorizo, and then just serve with some sourdough bread. They're beautiful. These are just wonderful. Okay, so I'm turning it up the other way, and I'm going to cut it into cubes. Not too big and not too small. Now these are already roasted, cooked over open grills. We're going to pop these in here. Actually, before I do that, I'll just literally put in some of the cherry tomatoes. That's what I'll do. I'll finish that. Just cut them in half. You can see that. Pop them in. I don't want them to overcook or stew. I just want them to keep their texture, and I really want to warm them through. That's exactly what I want to do. So just again, using the big knife, guys, gather all this up, and that's going to go in there. So that's our yellow and red pepper. We're going to wipe our hands, and then we're just going to start to finish this. So we just literally warm this through. Some salt, nice pinch of salt, a little bit of balsamic. So this is for Modena, okay? And this is a beautiful bottle, isn't it? It looks great. So this is a 3-year-old balsamic that we're using. This will give lovely acidity to it. I'm going to put in some of this really nice pesto. So this is the fresh basil pesto. You'll see it in the fridge in Dunn's. We love this. We just think even over sourdough bread and a little bit of the Iberico ham or prosciutto di Parma ham, it's so delicious. It really is excellent. So you can see the texture. So the main ingredients is obviously basil, some toasted pine nuts, some garlic, some extra virgin olive oil, and of course some Parmesan cheese. Now give this a little stir in here. Gorgeous. So just lightly cook that. Now we're going to put in more basil. I love these little plants of basil because I think they're really fresh and they're absolutely beautiful. So it's one of my favorite herbs, I have to be honest with you. So we're going to gather all this up. I'm going to switch that off, okay, and roll it up like this. We're going to use the same knife that we use for the peppers. Watch the fingers. Chop, chop, chop. and then just put this into the actual pan. Now on top of that, this is a little bit different. We're going to put a little bit of lemon zest. Lemon works really well, in my opinion, with tomatoes and balsamic. I think it works really well. You could have this pre-done, kept in the fridge and warm it up, or leave it out at room temperature if you want to. But I think maybe it's not too nice straight from the fridge, if you know what I mean, that it's cold. So either have it at room temperature. So just a little bit of lemon. I'm using my microplane for this. So watch the fingers. And we stir this through, and then we're going to serve it up. So we haven't forgotten about the cheese. So look at that. I mean, that looks really pretty, just very, very simple. You have your tomatoes there, you have your lovely fresh basil, a little bit of onion and garlic. You have lots of beautiful flavors and textures, and that's for me what food is all about. So I've just got this organic sourdough, just got it in Dunn's, and just literally on a griddle pan and grilled it. You can use whatever kind of bread you like. It's totally up to you. You could use the Waterford Blah if you wanted to. So I'm going to, first of all, show you this cheese. It's very soft cheese. So that's it there. So I'm going to just tear that in a moment. I'm not going to do it yet. So that's the buffalo burrata cheese. We're going to bring over my plate and just literally spoon on these. I just think there's so much colour. And actually what I've shown you here is delicious with grilled chicken or grilled fish. I just think it's so, so fresh. So bring over your plate, and just on top of your grilled sourdough, you're going to just spoon this on here. Gorgeous. Oh, I love this. Do you know, I can really get the lemon. The lemon is a really nice tip for you guys. Okay, now next, I'll just cut this, but you can literally tear this if you want. I'll just show it to you. Just literally open it out. And it's soft, and it's creamy, and it's so delicious. Super product. Wow, look at that. So we're going to arrange this. See the way how soft that is. And obviously I've just drained off just the water that it's in. It's a beautiful cheese, and with tomatoes, it's so gorgeous. I'm not going to cut any smaller. This is gorgeous. Okay. Lovely. Now if it wasn't being recorded, I'd be licking that board, so I would. Okay, we're nearly finished. We're going to get some of this wonderful wild rocket. Oh, a really good tip for you for keeping salad leaves, tissue paper on top of your rocket or whatever salad you're using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this with a little bit of the olive oil, a tiny little drizzle of the balsamic, so you're just a very instant dressing, just a splash, and then mix this all together. And then this just goes on top, just over the top. Now give that a little wipe. And then the last thing we're going to do is a little bit more pesto. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Just drizzle that around. Little splash of some olive oil. A little splash, says he. It's a very healthy oil. And then some lovely fresh basil leaves. I'll pick the tiny little ones because they're so cute. So the key into this is that beautiful creamy Italian cheese and the tomatoes. They work so well, guys. Just a little bit of freshness. I mean, that's a really generous starter, a lovely lunch. You can have it. Make sure with the burrata you put it back in there or try and use it. It's got to be eaten fresh, guys. It's a really, really special cheese. And that's my tomato, roasted red pepper, bruschetta, that's what they say in Italy, with the burrata cheese and the basil pesto. Enjoy this recipe.